You're gonna do this? Mark, ready?
Ready.
Mika?
Ready.
I look good on camera?
Yep.
Aw, thanks. I wasn't expecting that. What's up, everybody? It's Alex Sigrist here, and I'm gonna try another Alex Uncut, which means I'm gonna be answering questions. Well, a question that was sent in, and oh, I can't start over. No, it's uncut. So what it means is I'm gonna be answering a question from one of the comments of the previous video. I'll be given 3 questions from that comment section, and I'm gonna choose one of them and try to answer it without any cuts, without any stopping, no edits, no nothing, just give you my honest answer. So I did not really read or look into the questions that I received in the previous video. I had Mark look through them. Mark is gonna read them out to me, and I will give you an answer to one of them. And by the way, as always, don't forget, if you have a question for me that you want me to answer, go ahead and please leave the comment down below and we'll use it for the next video. Like the new background? I do. Mark, give it to me.
Alrighty. The first question is by Amy J. Amy with an A-I.
All right.
Double E. Interesting.
I know Amy J. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Amy J. She asked, if you could go back at any point and make a different choice about something, what was it and why?
Oh, good question. Okay, next one.
Okay, the second person is Dire Girl, spelled with a Y. What is something you wanted to do in Korea but haven't done yet?
Okay.
All right, third question is by MikainKorea, and he said, oh wait, that's not a question.
You didn't ask a question,
Oh my
Mika?
gosh. What is this?
You just had a comment?
Who is this?
right.
MikainKorea, please,
Please
listen, all right? And the actual person who followed what they were supposed to do,
Okay.
Bo Marlin asks, if you stayed in America, what do you think you would be doing?
Oh, these are good ones. I like that one. So Bo's is what do you think you'd be doing in America? Amy's is go back in time and change something.
Right.
And there was Dire Girl who said, what do you wish you could do in Korea? All right, I'll save 2 of them for the end and give you like one-word answers. But for now, I'm gonna go with Amy J's question. If I can go back and change one thing in my past, what would it be? What would I want to change? Why would I want to change it? We get this question a lot, and I've seen some really cool videos on it as well. One of the questions, one of the answers I should say was, I would go back and change the lottery ticket numbers, which I think is a brilliant idea. I think that's great. If you go back in time, just fix those numbers up a little bit. But for me, when I think about this question, what I want to think about more is kind of how far back in time I go. And the reason is, I like my life the way I am right now. Currently, I'm living an okay life here in Korea. I'm enjoying what I do, my work, the people I'm with, my relationships, all of them, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So the further back in time you go, the more that gets changed. For example, if I change which university I went to, let's say, 14 or 15 years ago, you know, I'm in a different place, I don't even make it to Korea. So if you go back too far in time, you change way too much, which is why I don't dwell on the past and worry about it too much. But let's move on to maybe relationships I had in Korea that didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Yeah, I mean, I actually don't think I would change those as the one thing in my past I would change, because they led me to where I am right now when it comes to relationships, and I'm very happy with where I'm at. And so while I've made some stupid choices and I've embarrassed myself, I got 2 things out of them. Number 1, I have what I have today, which is important, but 2, I also have that knowledge and that experience, because I assume if you go back and change what you did, you don't really learn from your mistakes. You know, when you edit something on YouTube, you allow yourself not to grow. If you're doing too many cuts every single time and you cut and you cut and you cut, then you don't necessarily become a better public speaker doing YouTube. The same goes with all my mistakes in my past when it comes to relationships. So with that in mind, hopefully that gives you something to think about when you look at what you've done in your past. So what I'm gonna look at now, I was debating between 2, and I think I'm gonna go with this one. About 6 months ago, a little more, I was in a fight a little bit with a friend of mine. And actually, it was kind of a group fight. It was kind of weird and it was kind of stupid. And a lot of us were just mad at each other, texting, writing these long messages about why the other person did something wrong and not really apologizing. And it ended up kind of tearing apart that friendship, that circle of friends. maybe we weren't necessarily meant to be friends together. Maybe we weren't matching. I don't know. But it ended up being kind of this thing in the back of my mind that I couldn't get rid of. And I hadn't talked to this person for about, I think, 4 months in the end. And just a few days ago, it was actually Mark that convinced me to finally send a message and say, hey, how you doing? Let's meet up sometime, grab coffee. We did, and things have gotten a lot better since then. And not just for our relationship, but also for me. Me personally, I feel like this weight has been lifted off my shoulder. But I wish I had never gone through those 4 to 5 months of being kind of, not enemies, but definitely not close. Because living that long with that kind of stress is pointless. Like, it really is. It's better to move on. And for me, personally, the best way to move on happens to be through talking it out. Getting your feelings out there and your emotions out there. And I would have just saved myself 4 to 6 months of annoyances, of not talking to some of my friends, of having these kind of weird conversations about them. Of course, the other reason I chose this is it is also within the last 6 months, so a lot of my life doesn't change right now. I don't want it to change, and I want it to be the way it is, but the friendships that I can salvage, usually I look back to the last 6 months or a year, and what can I have done differently? What could I have done differently? Now, luckily, because of the friends that surround me now, I've been able to at least try to make up for that absence of where I was. But that's my answer. I wish we hadn't had that stupid fight. We had met in person and we talked it out. And I had been the bigger person and maybe sent the message first to say, let's get coffee, instead of waiting for the other person to send it to me. That's it. Cool. The 2 other questions. What would I be doing if I were still in America now? I honestly think I would be a doctor because that was my... Oh, she's laughing. That's what... I was in pre-med in college, and I came to Korea for 1 year expecting to go back to med school, really, in Korea, and I would just be a doctor, probably. I don't know what kind. No idea. With a family, with kids, dog, picket fence, all that stuff. And a place to go in Korea, I have never been to Yeosu, and that's just a place I want to visit. I've heard it's really nice. I've been to a lot of Korea, but not there. Cool. That's it for this week's Alex Uncut. If you enjoyed what you saw, of course, we would love to have you participate. So please leave a question down below and ask me whatever you want. If you want me to answer one of the questions I didn't answer today a little longer, you can repeat it down there, or you can ask me an entirely new question. But if you don't mind giving this video a thumbs up because it boosts my ego, I actually don't know what thumbs up do in YouTube. Like, I actually don't know if it matters at all. But it would be really nice if you could do that for me. And of course, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Tell your friends about me and be like, hey, there's this guy that you should just like, comment, share. This was Alex Uncut, as real as it gets. See you next time.
It's really good.
Woo.
Yeah.